Members, as you can see on screen, Events Craft and Mudrika Incorporation is looking for young, dynamic advertising professionals. So if you're interested to take your career in that way, email ID is already given on screen. You can connect them directly. This is special for the BMA student chapters. Events Craft and Mudrika Incorporation is hiring young dynamic advertising professionals. Thank you. I request again all the students, still I can see there are a few people standing in the crowd. Please settle yourself fast. We have to start our second session. Welcome to second session. This is your host Prashant Gangrade, a proud BMA member. So I think you all have refreshed from this small interval. We prepare to dive into our second session now. But before that, I hope people who will stride forward and who will get that lucky name. We welcome you all back to the second session of Shaping Young Minds program, Bhopal 2024. This session is with Mr. Sudhanshu Mani.
Friends, may I please have your attention? Before we start, please, can we have some silence? Please. Thank you.
Sure. This session is with Mr. Sudhanshu Mani, former General Manager, Integral Coach Factory ICF, Chennai, Indian Railways, as the speaker, and Dr. Mukesh Narula, IT Head of LNCT Group of Colleges, as the session chair. Before we request our dignitaries to be seated on the dais, I would request the student panelists of session 2, please be seated on their respective chairs at the stage. Student panelists, please come. Now it will be my proud privilege to invite on stage Mr. Sudhanshu Mani and Dr. Mukesh Narula. Let's have a round of applause for the new speaker and the chair of the session. Before I hand over the proceedings to Dr. Narula, few words about him, few words about Mr. Narula. Dr. Mukesh Narula is the IT Head of LNCT Group of Colleges with 24 years of experience in the education and IT management, and currently leads the IT infrastructure and trainings softwares at LNCT Group, located at Bhopal, Indore, Jabalpur and Bilaspur. With these few words, I think it's very important for all of us to reiterate, because I was showing that Events Craft and Mudrika Incorporation is looking for young dynamic professionals who would like to make their career in the advertising field. With these words, I now hand over the proceedings to Dr. Mukesh Narula and request him to introduce the speaker, Mr. Sudhanshu Mani, sir, and take the program forward.
Thanks, Prashant. Good afternoon to all of you. It's my privilege to be a moderator for the session, and I have given a task to introduce a person who is behind conceiving an idea to deliver the product called Vande Bharat train. I believe all of you have heard about, and many of you have already traveled into that. So the man behind the concept initiation till the delivery of the train in which we are traveling nowadays is Mr. Sudhanshu Mani. He is the former General Manager, Integral Coach Factory, Chennai, Indian Railways, and the visionary who brought us the semi-indigenous, semi-bullet train Vande Bharat. He retired in the apex grade of Government of India from Indian Railway, Service of Mechanical Engineering, as General Manager, Integral Coach Factory, Chennai, after serving IR for 38 years. He also served as Railway Advisor in the Embassy of India, Berlin, for 3 years. interacting with Indian railway systems of advanced countries worldwide on behalf of IR. He is a fellow of Institute of Mechanical Engineers, London. He led the Train 18, or also known as Vande Bharat Express project, the first ever indigenous semi-high speed train of India, from concept to delivery. After retirement, he is engaged in advisory role in the corporate world, including technical, strategic, and investment consulting. His journey in leading and completing the unique Train 18 project is recounted in bestseller book, My Train 18 Story. He has authored 6 more books, including 4 on a subject of his special passion, art and railways, one each on greening of environment and collation of the works of Ghalib and Shakespeare. Apart from his intense work as a consultant, he is also engaged in multiple activities like serving an advisory and editorial board of leading railways and metro journals, organization of Awadh Conclave, a festival of free thoughts, keynote, standalone speaker, and panelist on platforms such as IIMs, IITs, TEDx, PMI, and CII conferences. Anchor for new analysis, art, and culture on YouTube channel, thepublic.india, and promotion and curation of visual arts in association with a prominent art gallery of Lucknow. He runs a not-for-profit art and culture center, Manies, and presides over Rolling Cars Society, which promotes technical awareness. He writes opinion pieces regularly on national issues of engineering and project management in leading newspaper, journals, and portals like Hindu Business Line, Deccan Herald, Money Control, PSU Watch, FPJ, IRJ, and Pioneer, and in addition on these subjects, the current affair, arts, and literature. He is also running a blog and indecisivindian.blogspot.com. Apart from these things, he is a very good shire also. I have heard some of his shairis in the interviews, and at the end, if time permits, we will request him to give some motivational shairis for you guys so that you can get motivated and take away from here. So on behalf of the entire student fraternity and IMA and BMA, we welcome you, sir, for the session. And with this, I'd like to invite sir for his address.
Good afternoon. Thanks to Mr. Sanjay Grover and Anubhav, here I am to talk to you about Vande Bharat Express and see if there are some takeaways for you. As I have said here in the beginning, in India, particularly in India, Indian Railways is not an institution you can ignore, love it or hate it. It's something that touches the life or has touched the life of everyone. Before I begin, I found these wonderful words of Mark Twain, that there's nothing that is half so interesting as the human mind. Shaping Young Minds program, and I'm very happy to be addressing you today. In The Merchant of Venice, Portia says that if to do were as easy as to know what were good to do, if to do were as easy as to know what were good to do, chapels had been churches and poor man's cottages princesses' palaces. In the same vein, if to do were as easy as to come to you and lecture about something, ... I am not going to do that. I'll only speak about whatever little I've been able to do with the wonderful team always bequeath with. There are some caveats before I begin. Mr. Narula, how much time do I have? That was a hypothetical question because मैं railway man for life. ता जिंदगी railway man हूँ. It is my inherent right to be derailed, so all this time regime and all that is not going to work. To expect that power young people to listen to me patiently is like expecting, just because I have a story to tell, is like expecting that a bull will not charge you just because you are a vegetarian. Other caveat is that I am not a great speaker, so I borrow a lot from wisdom down the ages. I borrow a lot from the wisdom down the ages, poet uncles. So my chacha, oldest chacha is Sant Kabir, 650 years old. एक अंग्रेज चाचा है मेरे, उनका नाम है शेक्सपियर. और एक बहुत ही यंग चाचा है, 250 साल उनकी उम्र है, चाचा गालिब. आज एक नाम उसमें जुड़ गया है, वो है रेखी साहब का. तो ये जब बोल रहे थे, when you speak after somebody, उसमें फायदा भी है, नुकसान भी है. नुकसान ये है कि he has already stolen your thunder. और फायदा ये है कि आप उनकी लाइनें चुरा सकते हो. So you will find I'll be stealing a lot of lines that Mr. Rekhi spoke today. ये मुझे एजेंडा दिया गया था, so I've just put it up. I'm putting it up for argument's sake. It's not that I'm totally getting guided by what they told us. I'll begin the story. I've told this story so many times. I think I've done some other things in life. Whenever I'm invited to speak, I wish to speak about something else, but I'm told, no. You are only known for this, you speak about this. So I begin with the hope that the wine of this story is like us good men, which matures with age and does not turn to vinegar. We are in Amrit Kal. It's not a question of if India is going to be a developed country before 2047. Do you believe that? It's a question of when. And there is another question, whether it is going to be inclusive enough. Indian Railways has a lot of romance. You will remember as a child, the scramble for that window seat. As the marvel, the magic, the wonder of India passed you by. Desolate there, crowded here. Celebration, joy, pathos, mourning, hard work, grind, indolence, sloth. So much so that the destination became immaterial, is the journey which became the objective. There's so much of romance attached with Indian Railways, but I'm not here to talk about that romance. I'm going to talk to you about this. In spite of passage of decades after independence, let's not talk of what happened before that, the recall, the image of Indian Railways trains has remained the same. The same box type structure. As a child, and later when I joined the railways, I always wondered, with such a vast manpower, engineering manpower, such a vast network, why is that India, and when is it that India is going to have a modern, aesthetically superior, technologically advanced, speedier modern train? And that was the angst of the story, angst that I had, and also a dream. And talking of dreams, I present to you these wonderful words of the people's president, APJ Abdul Kalam. That dream is not the thing that you see in sleep, but it is that thing that does not let you sleep. Having not lived our dream all our lives, we tell youngsters, go and live your dream. I would say it differently, and I'll steal some words of Mr. Rekhi again. So he said, first look after your family, your friend, your spirit, your health. But don't let that dream die. Let it linger. Let it not be extinguished. Don't live in that dream. ख्वाब होते हैं देखने के लिए, उनमें जाके रहा मत करो. Someday the opportunity will present to you when you can realize that dream, and that is the time to remember the people's president's words that that dream should not permit you to sleep. देख एक ख्वाब जब नींद खुल जाती है सुबह, क्या बताऊं क्या कयामत मुझ पे लाती है सुबह. That's the time that dream should bring kayamat to you to realize what you want to do. I'll begin with something very simple. It's nothing to do with technology, engineering, anything, including your home. To do anything, anywhere, what is that you need first and foremost? Somebody? What is it that you need first and foremost to achieve anything? Yes. Yes. So these are all wonderful answers. Without this, you're not going anywhere. Vision, leadership, will, determination, planning, resources, of course. Cult, from my experience, I've added something. You have to love what you do. You have to love the people you work with, those below, those above, colleagues. And you have to love the organization you work for, or the organization you are a member of. Human resource is still the most important resource. Now, it is not human to love everyone, right? We are not built like that. But as a leader, and who's a leader? All of you are leaders. It's not how many people report to you or what you work. As long as you are dealing with human beings, client, supplier, whoever, you are a leader. You have to manufacture, you have to contrive, you have to construct this love, and once it becomes a habit, the dividends are far too many. एक लफ्ज़ से मोहब्बत का अदना ये फसाना है. This word love has this brief story. एक लफ्ज़ से मोहब्बत का अदना ये फसाना है, सिमटे तो दिले आशिक और फैले तो जमाना है. Thank you. That's a very simple thing. Mr. Rekhi, this is the second time I'm stealing your line, spoke about empathy, and what I liked the most what he said, we all know empathy, but empathy in action. This is what it is. It's all right to have empathy, but you have to practice that. And that's compassion in a government organization, which is rubbed off in our culture in private organization also. We have been taught to build boundaries, propriety, protocol, hierarchy, walls between those who lead and those who are led. For me, it was very simple. I'm talking about my last assignment, heading this factory of 12,000 workers, 10,000 crore enterprise. I said 0.5% is mine. I will use that to improve facilities in work, in colony, in community. So my second in command told me, okay, you are bringing a lot of money, you have ideas, please don't interfere with production. So I had a lot of time. There were many things, and it was so easy. It is, as Mr. Rekhi, again, third time I'm stealing it, common sense, that's it, nothing else. I'm not at all a good engineer, but somehow I think I had good common sense, and it was only to practice empathy as a tool to win over people. Does not cost you anything. There are many examples. We'll reserve some for the question and answer. I'll give you one example. So in the center you see something. So since I had a lot of time, I would just take a walk. I said I'll go and ask people one question. I asked my chief HRD, I said, I'll ask about problems. He said, are you mad, sir? With 500 people, industrial workers, hardcore, you are going to ask problems, you will be flooded. I said, let me try. So I would walk. Now GM of this factory or any other factory in Indian Railways is a ceremonial gentleman who is in the factory to cut ribbons or sit on a dais and get garlanded or get presented a bouquet or something like that. That's his role. And here I am, I would go in my broken Tamil or English, I would ask people, like you see there, any problem? 99% of the time, the answer was, no problem, sir. If there was some problem with the toilet or a lighting, there's somebody following me would attend to it. But it was merely building a bond which did not exist since, of course, not as British time, and even 70 years after independence did not exist. It gave me great dividends. Other examples I'll leave for Q&A because I had many anecdotes, but there is a वक्त का भी तकाजा है. How many of you remember this? Some of you? It's not important what Mananiya Rahul Gandhi did. What is important is what the Prime Minister said. He said, आज पता लगा कि गले लगने और गले पड़ने में क्या फर्क होता है. I was merely going and gale pado these people. You have heard about Make in India. This government started it with a view to making India a manufacturing hub. Some successes, not too many. Came COVID, it was rejigged into Atmanirbhar Bharat with the hope that these lions of India would roar into self-reliance. Money in people's pocket, collateral-free loans and so many things which I don't understand. But there is a spirit of Atmanirbhar Bharat which is largely missed. And what is that? Let's start with railways. So whatever runs on tracks, locomotive, trains or whatever moves, is all manufactured in India today. But the brain of that design does not rest in India. It is all imported under a transfer of technology. So you buy 30, 40 of them, then you get PKDs, CKDs, assemble them, all drawings are transferred, specifications are transferred, protocols are transferred. You go foreign as a jaunt picnic to learn from them. But even after passage of decades, you are not able to manufacture to the standard you imported. Why is that? All my management students, technology is a creation which lives in the mind and the heart of the creator. There is no technology to transfer that. The mantra has to be create your own. Now, we are stuck between being mindlessly global and hopelessly local. The truth is somewhere near being local, not hopelessly local, hopefully local. Transfer of technology, I say, is an oxymoron because you get half the know-how and very little know-why. फिराक गोरखपुरी का नाम सुना है? मेरे शेर आईना खाने में तेरी बेशुमार अदाओं के. I can go poetic about your beauty. मेरे शेर आईना खाने में तेरी बेशुमार अदाओं के, मगर ऐसी भी कोई अदा जो रहेगी सीना-ए राज में. There is something which will remain buried in the recesses of my heart and nobody is going to get access to that, and that's transfer of technology. Create your own with pride and ownership unless the gap is too large. I am not saying that you can do everything. With ownership, pride, and that will make you do 120, 130% more than what you are otherwise capable of. Mr. Rekhi also talked about passion. That's a necessity. और एक जुनून पैदा करना होगा आप जो भी कर रहे हैं आप. मैं पहले ही कहा, जो आप वो कर रहे हैं जिसमें मोहब्बत नहीं है तो जुनून भी नहीं आएगा, वो छोड़ दीजिए, अनलेस इट्स अ सीरियस फैमिली हेल्थ स्पिरिट फ्रेंड्स प्रॉब्लम। शजर हजर का जुमूद हस्ती पयाम इबरत है गाफिलों को। द लाइफ ऑफ दीज स्टोन्स एंड ट्रीज कैन बी ए मैसेज टू द इग्नोरेंट। जिसे तलाशे सुकून नहीं है, भला वो क्या बेकरार होगा। टू गेट ट्रैंक्विलिटी एंड पीस यू हैव टू बी एजिटेटेड, you have to be restless with that junoon, with that passion. I give this example, not the train. Using this principle only, we designed, now diesel locos have become history, but a 5500 horsepower diesel locomotive with the help of General Motors, but with the design being done in India, we were able to manufacture this workhorse, and to me it gave me equal satisfaction as the train 18, so I brought it up, and it was all a result of trying to create your own with passion. So I landed in Integral Coach Factory after requesting. People want to go to zones which are larger. This is a small domain, a factory. Set up in 1950s as a dream of Jawaharlal Nehru to make coaches of current technology. But it was not matched with any vision or any action plan, so it kept doing with expansion more of the same. वही एक ही तरह की ट्रेनें बनती जा रही थी, नंबर बढ़ते गए। चाउ एंड लाई साहब 1955 में आए थे और उन्होंने ये लिखा था विजिटर्स बुक में, that every Orient should be proud of this factory, and I want Chinese engineers to come and learn how to make coaches. और हम अब कहाँ पहुँचे हैं? किसी ने देखा ये? Yes, in a German magazine, Bevölkerung Indien überholt China. Population India overtakes China, and look at the train. Next example, perhaps closer to your heart. Sam Altman, he was here, and what did he say? I'm not going to repeat it, just read it, but basically, it is your responsibility to make the attempt. Forget, perhaps through our action we have earned this ridicule. That should not disturb us. What we have to look is, why is this happening? Strong reasons, my uncle has said, make strong actions. Always remember, hype and speaking is not going to get you anywhere. My uncle has said, action is eloquence. Eloquence cannot be action. Don't start building up hype about anything, and I will not name any political party, but you all know that's the action, and that's our drawback. The action of having done something should be your eloquence. Eloquence itself cannot be it. As I said, I have one more slide of how to win over people. These were two good examples I wanted to convey, but because of shortage of time, I will not. If opportunity presents itself, I will speak about it. It's just that, why did I never let anyone carry my briefcase? It's so common in government, right from the first posting, you don't carry your briefcase. Even today, in independent India, it's so feudal. I have never carried a briefcase, first of all, and I have not let anyone carry my briefcase ever. I have always carried a bag, but behind it there was a story. By the way, when I remember this, fifth time I'm stealing Mr. Rekhi's lines, he talked about mentorship. So I also did not have any particular mentor, but I had such able leadership under whom I worked. Okay, lousy leadership as well, but very good leaders from whom I picked up so many things. And most of what I have been able to practice is because these people mentored me through their action, not a formal mentoring. And this also was because of that. We will come to that later. Mr. Nirula, how am I doing time-wise? I'm derailed, but how much derailed? How are we doing time-wise? How much time do I have? Really? You are permitting me to be derailed. Start with love, but there is a 10% rule, square root rule, not 10%, which is that square root of the number of people you employ carry the organization on their shoulders, doing 50% of the work. I don't quite agree. I would think about 20-25% are those who are so self-motivated that they carry the organization on their shoulders. Any attempt to motivate them is going to backfire. You can only demotivate them. Just some pat on the back, some guidance, that's it. We fall prey to this practice as leaders, that we go after the people who really are motivated and make them work more. That's not going to work. Okay, other 70%, they watch those 2%, 3% who would not work come what may. Every large organization has them. And we ignore them. Oh, ye to kaam nahi karte, inko chhod do yaar. We have bigger things to do. That's a problem. Those are the ones we have to look after. Look for those 2-3%. So, there are two options. I told all my leaders, all officers. Either you reform them. If there is a scope of reform, please. But if you think they cannot be reformed and you have issued a charge sheet to them, government में बड़ा फैशन होता है, charge sheet दे के कुछ increment रोक दो, कुछ revert कर दो, कुछ रेलवे में passes जो मिलते हैं वो बंद कर दो. All that is useless. There is nothing like a punishment. If you punish somebody and keep that somebody in your organization, he is always going to be a back EMF. There are only 3 things you can do to that person. Retire him compulsory, remove him or dismiss him. Means basically get rid of him. Now you may say कि सरकार में नौकरी कैसे ली जाती किसी की. I'm consulting for private companies now for more than 5 years. I find it easier to fire people, sack people in government than in private sector. All you need to do is follow the procedures, be after that, make up your mind that this guy is being thrown out. Start with love, but that's the only treatment these people deserve. And by doing that, you are making sure that these 60-70% who are watching, if there is a privilege or a punishment, can at least contribute in government their 5-6 hours that they work. That will make a great difference. So, as my uncle has said, nothing emboldens sin so much as, if I can add, misplaced mercy. You have to show your fangs as leader. After having shown your love, never hesitate to show your fangs, your poison. क्षमा शोभती उस भुजंग को जिसके पास गरल हो. क्षमा, mercy, भुजंग, snake, गरल, poison. क्षमा शोभती उस भुजंग को जिसके पास गरल हो, उसका क्या जो दंतहीन, विषरहित, विनीत और सरल हो. Who respects a poisonless snake? I know snakes are scary, but if somebody told you the fellow is poisonless, your scare is gone. Show your poison where it's needed. We learn from Japanese and Germans, quality circles, ideation, this and that, Kaizen, all copied. The leader wants to patronize it, to command it, to demand it, to dismiss it, to ridicule it. That's again counterproductive. You need not copy. Every man has ideas. As leaders, we talk. And even if we permit others to speak, we may hear, but we don't listen. I'm an idealist man. Whenever you go to a new job, which you don't know anything about, you need 2 main things. You need a team, which I'll come to later, and you need an agenda. You don't know the organization, you don't have an agenda. Just listen to people. You are leading. Just listen to them with open mind. Hundreds of ideas will come them. All you need to do is give them a platform. If they know it's not being ridiculed or patronized, only encouraged, you will be flooded with ideas. Choose the ones you like and your agenda is made. It's so important to listen to people. There's no handicap if you don't know anything. Of course, Mr. Raiki said knowledge is power. Definitely. Knowledge is something you keep gaining. It's not something you have attained today and you don't need anymore. You will go on, but a new job. Listen to people, you'll be flooded with ideas. अगर शरर है तो भड़के, जो फूल है तो खिले, तरह तरह की आरज़ू तेरे रंग लब से है. So all these चिंगारी, ये सारी ये फूल ये सब बरसेंगे, आप बस लोगों को सुनना सीख जाएं. अगर again 6th or 7th time, Mr. Rekhi, you talked about trust. So I'm giving a little different twist to it. When Indians started coming to power, position of power, they were not to be trusted. So all the rules, regulations, audits, vigilance, this and that, to keep them in check, because we were inherently in their eyes dishonest people. We are not dishonest, but 7 decades plus after independence, we still follow that same practice. We still administer through mistrust and distrust. Has it taken us far? Has corruption come down? Has corruption come down? It has gone up, right? In this system of mistrust and distrust, give Indians trust. Give trust a chance. I am assuring you, corruption will come down and things will get done. One example. So 5,000 parts plus go into a train. Limited time to get it, to deliver in 21 months, which actually became 18. It's useless to say that supply chain is never a problem. It always is. So I said the chief design engineer and the chief design engineer mechanical and electrical, 2 people, you are the last word. You are the boss. The general manager, the HODs, the finance, the stores, everyone is a mere rubber stamp. Whatever you decide, the mode of procurement, single tender, one source, multiple source, advertised tendering, whatever you want to do, you are the last word. You decide, we will rubber stamp it. That's it. Nobody can negate what you say. And it had a wonderful effect. These 2 good people that they were, that supply chain, I would not say was not a problem, was never a problem which could hinder the timeline that we had for the train. That's the power of trust. And that is my main message to the government of India today. Give trust a chance. And it's equally valid for any organization in the country. So we were able to enhance the production by more than twice. I said we are 12,000. By the time I leave, I want to make it 10,000. This is a government factory. People work 4 or 5 hours. We are overstaffed. If I don't recruit more people, these people are not going to work more than 4 or 5 hours. But I know how to extract work from them through my offices. So no more induction. So the number of men required per coach to build 1 coach came down drastically from what it used to be, about 8 to as low as 2.5. Through many measures of reviving a lake, which was the only one, or one of the only one in the city of Chennai to be with water in 2019, through community effort, reviving a lake which was dying for 30, 40 years, and many measures of solar installation, we became the only factory which is carbon negative of Indian Railways. And today, wherever you go to work, do remember, earth, your mother, water, your sister. If I'm lying to you, these pelicans that you see that last descended on that lake in 1980s have started coming back on that lake in flocks thrice a year. I'm happy to see so many girls in this crowd. So we have this system called Vishakha in government. I don't know how it works in private sector, but the spirit is same. There is a case of, any case of sexual harassment, gender-based harassment, and you have to set up an inquiry, there's deposement and rigmarole and goes on, and the victim gets tired. Nothing practically happens. There are so many examples. What a shame. So I said, I'm an administrator, I'm not the Chief Justice of India. If I learn of a case, or if any of the officers, 160 of them, learn of a case of sexual harassment through word of mouth, keep your eyes, ears open, you will hear. I don't want any deposement. I don't want any statement. I don't want nothing. I just give myself 4 hours to determine if the complaint is genuine. There can be false complaints too. I give myself 4 hours to determine if there has been a case of sexual harassment in the workplace, and if it's so, I give myself 4 hours using the power given by the government of India to sack people. If you can record that an inquiry is not possible because I told everyone, because is same, that in our culture we don't want the lady employee to relive that horror. And therefore, using the power given by the government of India, I show this fellow the door, never to enter here again. Because I'm not the Chief Justice, let him go to court. It had great impact, ladies and gentlemen. So 15% employees, they came to me that we were employed as technicians, fitters, welders, but these men use us as helpers. What do you want? It's not segregation, it's empowerment. Build separate gangs, and we want to show them that we can give equal or better output. It worked in so many areas like computers, plumbing, furniture making, sofa making, berth making, labs, electronics labs, electrical lab, testing, so many. But the picture I leave with you, 29 Chennai women aged 23 to 57, supervised by a lady supervisor through heavy lifting, welding, fitting, building a railway coach entirely on their own. And the pride they had in their work is what you can see there. It was splashed all over the media. It's something you will not easily see in any industrial environment, not only in India, even in the world. Message is very simple. Any organization which does not respect men as complete equal, not lip service, as complete equal, is not going anywhere. I had told you about more of the same. Just simple example of what teamwork can do. Whenever we exported, I'm taking the example of Sri Lanka. Whenever we exported trains there, it was put next to Chinese train, and we were the whipping boys in aesthetics and technology. It had happened twice. We again got an order. I told the team, I said, this time, the product that you send, ladies and gentlemen, has to stand in Sri Lanka with its head held high next to the Chinese train. That's all I need from you. Resources or anything that you need, I'm here. But we must achieve that. We exported in 2018. I was in Sri Lanka in 2022. After retirement, I met some of those Sri Lankan engineers out of curiosity. And I was so happy to learn that they told us that this time, whatever ICF has exported to us is better than the Chinese product in aesthetics as well as technology, and I was so happy to hear that. So the last 5 to 10 minutes about the train. So you know what a train is, number of coaches attached, detached, coupled loosely as per requirement. The world over, the trend is to make a train set, which is number of coaches coupled permanently no locomotives, only cabs and two ends, and all the equipment for powering, hotel load, air conditioning, whatever is placed under the board. And the entire area above the board is available for the passenger amenities. You can cross from one coach to the other through a sealed gangway. You wouldn't even realize you've crossed a coach to coach, unlike the rickety vestibule, which is not even safe for old people and children in the train today. Some of you who have used Vande Bharat would know what I'm saying. It had all these advantages, number of coaches reduced, you packed so much power, no reversal required, packed so much power, acceleration, huge advantages. But, and the trend the world over for 30 years to build such trains, but we did not have that. And the story is not very complimentary to Indian Railways. One is what you see on top, internecine warfare, whose baby it's going to be. Is it the loco fellow, the train fellow, and so on? Narrow departmental gains and not what the country needs. And of course, there is always an import lobby. हमसे बनेगी नहीं, import कर लो, कुछ लोग oppose करेंगे. All that was going on for 25-30 years. Upshot was we did not have this train, a train that the country deserved for 30 years, something that could run at 180, 160, 180 kilometers per hour, no reversal, good passenger amenities, good aesthetics, did not exist. And that's the time I remember. You see, we have concerns. We go out, nothing works. In India, it happens. You see, go out, the traffic is bad, it's not clean enough, drainage doesn't work, so many things. So we are so consumed by these concerns that we forget about that small circle of influence where we can do something. Even Modi ji doesn't have a circle of influence as big as the circle of concern. As the Chinese saying goes, you can remove the darkness around you if you light your own little candle. Why bother about the darkness all over the world? शिकवा जुल्मत शब्द से कहीं बेहतर था. शिकवा complaint, जुल्मत darkness, शब्द evening. शिकवा जुल्मत शब्द से कहीं बेहतर था कि अपने हिस्से की एक शमा जलाते जाते. Time for me to light the torch had come, and as I told you about the dream, this was the time for me to realize that lingering dream. And if I did not do anything about it, heading one of the largest factories in the world, then it was not a dream, it was a pipe dream. So I had the dream, the vision, I thought. Great fortune, because there were these great engineers and staff, designers. Over series of technology of transfer, they had learned so much. They were bored, ennui written on their face. वही काम करते हुए, doing more of the same. उनका they had a chutzpah to do something new. एक जुनून था कुछ नया करने का. मेरा काम सिर्फ इतना था कि इसको channelize करके कुछ उनसे कराया जाए. So that was fortune. I didn't do anything about it. मुझे मिला opportunity. And hello, yeah. But so team बन गई. वो जो 20% मैंने बताया, उनमें से कुछ लोगों की कोर टीम बन गई कि भाई एक ऐसी ट्रेन बनानी है, 180 किलोमीटर पे चलेगी, इंजन नहीं होगा, इसमें ये तमाम चीज़ें और टेक्निकल डिटेल सब डिज़ाइन थिंकिंग करके बन गया कि ये बननी है. दे वर एक्साइटेड. बट पहला डाउट पैदा हुआ. दिस गवर्नमेंट हैज़ रियली empowered the field units. I must give it to them. The general managers can spend whatever money they want. There is no limit. There is no limit on their spending as long as the budget is there. No file goes to the ministry. पर हमें कहा गया कि साहब आप बड़े पावरफुल जीएम हो, लेकिन ये नई चीज़ बना रहे हो आप, ये दिस एनिमल डज नॉट एग्जिस्ट. बिना लोगों नई तरह की ट्रेन है, इसमें मिनिस्ट्री का ठप्पा चाहिए. मैंने कहा ठीक है, एज योर लीडर आई विल गेट इट. बट आई वॉज फूल हार्डी. मैं मंत्रालय में स्केप्टिसिज्म, सिनिसिज्म, दे थॉट आई वॉज सीकिंग पब्लिसिटी. मैनी थॉट ये कर भी नहीं पाएंगे और इम्पोर्ट भी नहीं करने देंगे. नवंबर 16 से लेके अप्रैल 17 आ गया, वो सैंक्शन आके नहीं दे रहा था। एक दिन बाद सैंक्शन निकलना था। मैं चेयरमैन साहब, चेयरमैन रेलवे बोर्ड मिस्टर मित्तल, ब्लेस हिज सोल, ही इज नो मोर, उनके घर पहुंच गया दिल्ली में। मैंने कहा साहब आप ये सैंक्शन क्यों नहीं दे रहे हो, क्या आप सोचते हो हम नहीं बना पाएंगे? उन्होंने कहा नहीं मुझे लगता है बना लोगे और ये बाकी मेंबर्स बना के करने नहीं दे रहे। मैं कहा साहब चेयरमैन आप हो, यू इम्पोर्ट वॉट एवर यू वॉन्ट, I will just give me sanction for 2 trains, I will build it at 1/3 the cost of your import. As he was wavered, मैंने कहा आज मौका है, आज अभी या कभी नहीं, so I grabbed his feet. मैंने कहा जब तक आप सैंक्शन नहीं देते I am not going to leave your feet. Now people ask me कि आपने वाकई उनके पैर पकड़े थे क्या? मैं कहा भाई अगर इतनी क्यूरियोसिटी है तो ये पता करने के लिए ऊपर जाना पड़ेगा आपको। बट द स्पिरिट वॉज वेरी सिंपल। यू सी, प्राइड ऑलवेज enhances you. You look at everyone with happiness. Vanity depresses, diminishes you because you elevate yourself at the cost of others. By grabbing his feet, I was enhancing my pride because I go back to my people with the sanction and tell them to start work. That is pride. And by grabbing his feet, I was killing my vanity, which one of you would kill in any case someday. Why not kill it yourself today? So, to cut a long story short, I come back with the sanction, and then I am told, ki sahab, animal being built for the first time, if it fails, what will happen? If it succeeds, we will bask in that glory. But if it fails, फिर क्या होगा? Who will be the scapegoat? I said, okay, I am retiring in December of 2018. If it succeeds, nothing succeeds like success, but if it fails, which better scapegoat can they find? After all, I am a retired person, what can they do to me? Of course, they tried later, but nevertheless, at that stage, that was the story and that excited them. And it's all about, once again borrowing from Mr. Rekhi, it's all about how we define success. What is success? Mr. Rekhi told you about J.K. Rowling and Steve Jobs. The lesson was simple.
We need to take 8 questions also. We may be running.
But I am following what your gentleman told me here. So there is some. So you want me to end?
Take another minute and then maybe 8 questions.
No, in 1 minute I can't do it, so I'll end.
Okay.
No, what? Okay, what?
No, carry on. Carry
Yeah, please. I should have come from him, by the way. I'm sorry about that. Right? I don't know where I was. Yeah, so success is defined that way. Whereas I say that if you have given your hard work, your passion, your commitment, your everything, you have succeeded. The outcome of value may not be there, but these failures are going to be your stepping stones. I told them what my uncle has said, that our doubts are traitors which make us lose the good we oft might win by fearing to attempt. गिरते हैं शह सवार ही मैदान जंग में, वो तिफल क्या गिरे जो घुटनों के बल चले. That helped. Everything was on rails. As Mr. Rekhi also said, you see, I also, like him, have more failures than successes. And I tell, when I go to IIM or IITs, I tell them, you want to make stories out of success stories, make stories out of failures. They will have more learnings than all these case studies on successes. So there are 150 things that go into making a train. I make a matrix. Industry had really, thanks to Indian industry, had grown much more than government or ICF had grown. Riding on their shoulder, we knew we could do most of the things here. Or we could challenge ourselves to do, but there were 3 areas we were, as I said, the gap was large. We decided we would go to consultants. I knew consultants in Europe can provide you consultancy, but they have no stake in future supplies. And it's not like you'll pay a big technology fee. So we decided to go to consultants, and that worked very well in those three areas. Message is very simple. Not knowing something is never shameful. Pretending to know everything is shameful. Better to be a witty fool, as my uncle has said, than a foolish wit. The last thing, a project of this magnitude, from concept to design, to engineer, to manufacture, to validate, to test, to prove out, it's a serial working of 36 to 42 months, and that's the way to do it. So I was told, we are in April 17, you are retiring in December 18. That gives us 21 months. By the time you retire, our drawings would have been made, manufacture would not have started. So the project may get abandoned. Where would we be? Where would our hard work be? So I told them, yes, that's a problem, but there is only one solution. And the solution is that we as Indians, mind you, as Indians have shown the world that we can burn our midnight oil. We can work hard. If I may say, we can work like donkeys. So we together will do something which has never been done in the world. And turn out this train before December 18, before I retire, giving us 21 months. And that's why, to remember that the train is going out in calendar year 2018, we'll give it a name, and the name is Train 18. After that, it was a story of hitches, glitches, opportunities, and synergy every day. I'll give only one example. ICF has 10-15 air-conditioned large conference rooms, but we did all our meetings right where the train was being built in that Chennai heat, to tell everyone that we were in this all together. Fortune favors the brave. It lived up to its name once again. It got built in exactly 18 months, was unveiled in October of 2018, after exact 18 months from concept to delivery. It was turned out, tested at 180 kilometers plus with flying colors, was introduced as Vande Bharat Express between Delhi and Varanasi in 2019 by the Prime Minister himself. There was some negativity for 3 years. We'll not get into that, but since August it is revived after the first 2 trains that we built. Now nearly 60 plus trains are in the service, and it is changing the very face of passenger transportation in India. I, as the leader, got a lot of limelight because people loved it. We never bargained. We never realized that we were doing something that great. We thought we were just building a train. It's not a Chandrayaan, it's not a Mangalyaan, it's not a rocket or a missile. For the appreciation and love that I got from the countrymen was something amazing. The Prime Minister himself covers it very well when he's there for every launch, the kind of unprecedented respect or love he has shown for the train, and he covers it beautifully, that the train represents the spirit of aspirational and resurgent India. It's time to realize what Ophelia says, that we know what we are, know not what we may be. 2 more things before I close. One is, of course, as my uncle has said, things one are done, but the joy soul lies in the doing. I really had a lot of joy doing it, but good people like Mr. Grover, AIMA and BMA give me an opportunity to relive that story and give me that joy once again. And as I said, this was not one man's story. I got all the limelight, but there was a wonderful team, committed team. Without one of them, if he or she was not there, the train would not have been built. But they remain unknown and unsung. So it was my job to do something about it after retirement. I not only covered the story, narrated the story, but also called out each and every contributor to the project by name, to let it be for posterity to know that these few good men had created this train. I covered it in a book which is called My Train 18 Story. It's available in Amazon, and I don't have any commercial interest in its sale. I am happy that I have been able to cover all the team members by name and their contribution. Thank you very much.
So now panelists are invited to ask their questions.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Shivangi Yadav. I am from Scope Global Skills University. So my question to you, could you please share how was your experience when you were in Berlin as a railway advisor?
As a railway?
Railway advisor.
Okay, so the railway advisor was a position which has been there in Berlin for a long time. It's not there anymore, only to liaise with foreign railways and also post-contract work of Indian Railways. My heart was not there in that job, but my family, which comes first. They wanted to have this German experience, so I did go there. So I'll not say that it was a great tenure, but I was exposed to rail systems in Europe, and that helped to some extent. Like I talked about consultants, I realized that even large companies in Europe go to these design consultants who hold their hand, and they charge very little compared to what the companies charge. So that helped in engaging a couple of consultants when we were building this train. Otherwise, yes, on personal front, the tenure of the post is all over the world. Moving all over the world and visiting industries and so on did help. But my love always was to work for Indian Railways, and so I didn't enjoy it that much.
Thank you, sir.
Very good afternoon, sir. My name is Shivani Moon. I am from Oriental College of Management. My question to you is, what are the hurdles and potential gains of introducing AI into the Indian Railway?
Very good question. Wonderful. So there can be so many usages. I'll not go into the details. Ignoring to introduce AI in a system like Indian Railways can be to our detriment. I'm sorry, not much is being done. I'll give one example. So we have, every station has a data logger which records all the signals and all the track switches and all positions and so on. Everything is digitally recorded and stored. We have a computer on every train, on the locomotive or the cab, which has all the data, speed and all the action taken by driver and everything on the onboard as well as transmitted to a server. This is a mine of information. Today they are not collated. First step is to collate them and generate alerts every day of improper working. So there you will find thousands of alerts. That is what kills you. Build some kind of algorithm or some kind of logic that 10 worst alerts every day are highlighted through AI and acted upon. I'll tell you, Indian Railways will become one of the safest in the world, but it has to be done. So this is one application. AI cannot be ignored and needs much, much, much more attention by Indian Railways.
Good afternoon, sir. I am Darsh Parsai from SIRT College. So my question to you is, the railway industries,
Speak in the mic.
Sir, am I audible? Okay. The railway industries has seen many changes over the years.
Many?
The railway industry has seen many changes over the years.
Railway?
The railway industry has seen many changes over the years. How have you adopted your leadership according to that?
Okay, so yeah, of course, change is the only thing permanent in any organization. There should have been many more changes than have happened. So when you say railways have seen many change, I don't quite agree. Change has to be much more than what has happened, and it has to begin with what I told you. It has to begin with the way the, the employees of railways are administered. There is a administration and the administered relationship which has to be broken into a teamwork. So that's the greatest change railway is still waiting for. And it's because of the management's inertia that it's not happening. So that many changes have not really happened. So to adapting to them was also not necessary. Much greater changes are needed, I would say.
Good afternoon, sir. Sir, I am Aman Saini from Scope Global Skills University. Sir, my question is, how did you ensure your team was aligned with your vision, like new railway projects, like Vande Bharat?
Your teamwork?
How did you ensure your team was aligned with your vision?
Hello.
Oh, okay. So
With your-
you see, when you do something big, I'm not talking of routine work. I'm not talking of what your job is. Whatever is your job, defined job, can be done by anyone who comes on the chair. Remaining busy with that is a fool's paradise. You think you are busy, actually you are doing which any other person would do.
Thank you, sir.
Your job is to do something which would not have happened had you not been there. And you have to align your core team with that goal with their heart. So these good people, out of those 25%, they choose themselves. People who have a similar passion to do something new. And once they are, once their passions match, there may be differences, but that should matter. It's not very difficult to align because you are going to achieve bigger things, definitely through the help of those 20-25% people.
Thank you, sir.
Hello. A very good afternoon, sir. I am Sonali Singh from Oriental College of Management. My question to you, sir, how train modernization can contribute in Indian growth and achieve 5 trillion economy?
How can Indian Railways contribute
Yes,
to
sir.
5? Okay, so there are 3-4 things. Very important. Railways is 6 times cleaner and greener than road and air. Did you know that? Did you know that? What I'm saying is much more energy efficient, so it helps to make it cheaper, the transportation, and it helps the environment, which is a primary goal nowadays. So there is no way an economy is going to grow purposefully without railways. Now it's not happening because today the freight share of Indian Railways is only 26-27%. Because the last mile in freight, you can go from point A to B very fast and cheaper. But the last mile and the first mile delivery to wherever the goods have to go is not well catered to. Things like Gati Shakti mission are in hand to improve that. The whole idea is that the share of Indian Railways in freight transportation should gradually rise to 40-45% in the course of next 15-20 years. So that is one way which is inescapable for a country to grow in quantum jumps of like reaching 5 trillion, reaching 10 trillion maybe in future. So last mile and first mile connectivity, building intermodal terminals where transshipment from one mode to the other can be done quickly is of great importance. And otherwise in passenger segment, to look after everyone, high speed rail has to come. Vande Bharat more spread over existing tracks. And last thing, which is very important and very important, look at the way our general people travel. In general class, if I can say, they travel almost like cattle. Is that something that a developed country can have? Or rather, a country can develop if they carry their people. They are also Indians. They don't have money in their pockets, so they travel by that cheap mode of travel. Can a developed country have that? No. What are we doing about it? We have to look after our common travelers. So they don't have money. They say, okay, because they don't pay, they have to travel like this. No. Look after them today. Make all trains air conditioned. Tomorrow when they have more money in their pocket, because India is going to grow at 7-8%, incomes will increase. He'll be able to afford it. We'll start looking after them today. So these are the contributions of Indian Railways towards it.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Amit Sharma and I am from Rabindranath Tagore University, Bhopal. So my question is that today government is thinking of privatizing railway. So what do you think, how it will beneficial for India Railways and railway employees?
First of all, manufacturing has been privatized to some extent. Otherwise, it's all in the air, which opposition parties say that railways are being sold, privatized. Where is the privatization? Even freight traffic, only container traffic and some other wagon are in private hand, but largely it is done by Concor, which is again government. So railways is not really being privatized. I would think that more privatization is needed. There is a core business angle for freight traffic, for even building, manufacturing and handling freight traffic has to be privatized for railways to grow. Railways as government must retain certain part, like looking after the common travelers, must be remain with government, because a private operator will not look after them. So a good mix is something which is needed. To answer your question, I don't think enough privatization has been done. More privatization is needed.
A hearty good evening, hearty afternoon to sir, respected sir. So my question to you is that what is to be the ultimate vision of, ultimate goal of Indian Railways, and how can the government materialize the vision?
Okay, your question is somewhat similar to the lady here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the goal is nothing but to serve the country through efficient freight and passenger transportation. Logistics. One specific goal which railways can help, I'll give you an example. So the world over, developed, nicely run countries have logistics costs around 6 to 8-9% of the GDP. In our country, it is 13-14%, which discourages industry, manufacturing, export, because cost of transportation prohibits it. So one way of the vision would be to bring down the national logistics cost significantly, and that can be done if the railways run efficiently, both in freight as well as passenger segments.
Good afternoon, sir. I am Saurav Rajput from Oriental College of Management, Bhopal. My question is to you, up to what extent Vande Bharat is playing significant role in achieving sustainability?
Okay, so Vande Bharat is more efficient, 12 to 15% more efficient than loco haul trains. So in a way, it helps sustainability because it's more energy efficient. But also, if you run it to capacity, if you introduce it in, for example, your Bhopal to Indore. Now, who's going to travel by Vande Bharat? If it is going to take more time than a bus at a much higher fare, so sustainability would definitely be helped by the train, but it should be judicious introduction of the train, and it should run to its capacity of 160-180 kilometers per hour, for which track has to be improved. So there are many things which have to be done in the infrastructure and the policy of introduction, and Vande Bharat can then prove to be a very good tool towards sustainability. जी
आपको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। आपकी जो सहजता सरलता से जो आपने बताया उसके लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। हिंदी में बोल रहा हूँ, समझ में आएगा
जी जी।
क्योंकि कहते हैं कि आसमान छू लेना बड़ी बात है, आसमान छू लेना बड़ी बात है, पर आसमान छूकर जमीन पर पैर रखे रहना और भी बड़ी बात है। मेरा सवाल तो जानकारी है, सवाल नहीं। एक तो ये जो वंदे भारत नाम रखा गया, ये किसका नामनक्लेचर किसने किया?
किसने नाम दिया?
नंबर 2, आपकी प्रेरणा थी कि प्रधानमंत्री की थी, किसी और की थी, ये जानना चाहता हूँ।
मैंने जो अपने
दूसरा प्रश्न है,
मैंने जो अपने
दूसरा प्रश्न है
जी,
दूसरा प्रश्न दोनों को साथ में दे दीजिए। दूसरा प्रश्न है कि जो आपने बजटेड किया था प्रोजेक्ट कॉस्ट, जो बजट इनिशियली किया था, टाइम फ्रेम में तो आपने किया, जो फाइनेंशियल कॉस्ट ऑफ प्रोजेक्ट थी, क्या उसी में पूरा हुआ कि कुछ उसमें
जी।
थैंक यू सर।
जी, पहले आपके पहले क्वेश्चन का जवाब दे दूं तो दूसरे का, तो हम लोग ने 100 करोड़ एस्टिमेट किया था और 98.5 करोड़ के आसपास में हो गया, तो वो वी वर एबल टू डू विद इन द बजट। और ये भी था कि बजट, रेलवे में बजट आजकल कोई कंस्ट्रेंट नहीं है। आपको मालूम है 2.6 लाख करोड़ रेलवेज को सरकार दे रही है, रेलवे खुद नहीं कमा रही, सरकार दे रही, तो बजट का कोई कंस्ट्रेंट रेलवे को है ही नहीं। तो ये नहीं था कि वो 100 के बजाय 120 करोड़ में बनती तो कोई हम लोग को दिक्कत आती, नहीं आती फ्रैंकली, लेकिन 100 करोड़ का टारगेट हम लोग ने अपने लिए लिया था, वरना हमें तो जस्टिफाई करना था ना कि इंपोर्ट से सस्ती है और 1/3 या 40% दाम पे है। तो वी वर एबल टू डू इट इन 98.5 करोड़ विच वॉज विद इन द बजट। टू आंसर योर सेकेंड क्वेश्चन, आप लोग को बताया मैंने कि इसका नाम ट्रेन 18 क्यों रखा गया था, सो दैट हम लोग मैसेज देना चाहते थे सबको 2017 में कि जैसे भी हो ट्रेन को 2018 में निकलना है, इसलिए इसका नाम है ट्रेन 18। बाद में व्हेन इट गॉट सो मच अप्रिसिएशन और तमाम हर स्टेशन में भीड़ लगती थी जहाँ से ये जाती थी, अभी चालू नहीं हुई थी तब से पहले, तो प्राइम मिनिस्टर्स ऑफिस को भी खबर हुई कि ऐसी कोई ट्रेन बनी है, तो उन लोगों ने फिर विचार किया कि इसको दिल्ली से बनारस में चलाया जाए। प्राइम मिनिस्टर की कंस्टिट्यूएंसी है बनारस, और उस समय प्राइम मिनिस्टर ऑफिस से ये नाम सामने आया, तो हम लोग का नहीं दिया हुआ था, और मेरे ख्याल से बहुत अच्छा नाम है, क्योंकि वो जैसा आज इसका ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन आप देख रहे हैं पैन इंडिया, तो नाम बहुत अच्छा चुना प्राइम मिनिस्टर्स ऑफिस ने। तो अब प्राइम मिनिस्टर्स ऑफिस में हो सकता है मोदी जी ने खुद चुना हो, मैं ये बता नहीं सकता, लेकिन आया था प्राइम मिनिस्टर्स ऑफिस।
So it was very nice, sir. Thank you so much for being here and explaining the entire journey from the idea conceiving to the delivery of Vande Bharat. And we have understood the struggle which you have faced from the entire journey. So few takeaway for you guys which out of Mr. Mani's speech is you need to dream big, number one, and the more you dream in a bigger way, the more your chances will be to get success. So dream is basically not the thing you see while you sleep, but dream is something which never let you sleep. This is what is the takeaway from there. Mr. Mani dreamed something. With perseverance and dedication, he go for it. He struggled a lot, and at the end of the day, today we are having Vande Bharat, which was his dream. Be the initiator, because unless and until you initiate, you will not be able to walk on the journey. Love your organization, love your people, and love whatever you do. Then everything will come on your way. Perseverance is the key to make history, and change is the only constant. You need to adopt change as and when it comes your way in your process, and you have to adopt it with zeal, and that can take you to the height and take you to your dream. So I am a very adaptive person, so I have also adopted from him. Like we have seen few lines in between his speech. So listening to his journey, listening to his story of delivering Vande Bharat, what I was just thinking, it is something like फलक की जिद थी यहाँ पे बिजलियाँ गिराने की, और मनी साहब की जिद थी वहीं पे आशियां बनाने की.
वाह.
Thank you so much, sir. So I think with this perseverance, you brought Vande Bharat to us. Thank you so much for that.
My pleasure. Thank you.
And with very less time we have, so would like to take 2 questions from audience. One already we have taken. No?
It's all okay.
Okay.
Done.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sudhanshu sir, for giving insightful and a memorable journey and sharing for us. So जिस भारत के हम लोग रहवासी हैं, देशवासी हैं, वंदे भारत के लिए तो वंदे मातरम बनता है. So वंदे. Thank you. So now I would like to request Dr. Mukesh Narula sir to present a memento to Mr. Sudhanshu Mani sir. Thank you. I request our BMA manager Mr. Amir Khan and Mr. Pradeep Karambelkar sir, immediate Vice President BMA, to present a gift hamper from Gagar Sweets to Sudhanshu sir. I request Dr. Aditya Gupta sir, Honorable Secretary BMA, and Mr. G.K. Chibber sir, Chairman Publicity Committee BMA, to present a memento to Dr. Mukesh Narula for chairing the session. Now I would like to request Mr. Sudhanshu Mani to pick up the lucky draw for the students, and I know this was a waiting time for everybody for the second session. At the same time, I would like to request Mr. Vishwas Gushe, Joint Secretary BMA, and Mr. Salil Chaudhary to announce the name.
By the time people are coming, we have one audience for the question. So, please.
Good afternoon, sir. Sir, I was listening to you very carefully and it was really joy and pleasure listening to you. But then there is one question which is in my mind whenever I travel in the train, be it this Vande Bharat, and day after tomorrow also I'm going to be traveling from the very same train. But then again, there are the times when people are there who prefer traveling in general. And there are the cases when they are there in AC coaches, there are the times where they are in sleepers and they have been pushed out, thrown out, that go, it's not your place. Then they ask a very important question and they are right at it, that there is only 2 coaches now, which is for general, which used to be many more before. What about those people, where they are going to be? Like, I understand the fact that we are going to be the developed country.
So perhaps you didn't fully hear what I said. One of the very important components for a developed country cannot be the way our poor people travel today. I told you it's not a question of comfort. First a question of dignity and then comfort. So we are giving neither. Vande Bharat is good, high-speed train is good, there is clientele, but unless you take care of your common travelers, India will not be a developed country. That summarizes the answer, and your question is part of that, and that's it. So unless we do that, we are not going anywhere.
Let's have the lucky draw. So let me just request Sudhanshu sir to pick up the lucky draw for us. Vishwas sir and Salil Chatterjee sir to announce the names. So are we all excited for the boat watch?
The lucky winner is Manas Chandel. Are you here? Okay, big round of applause for him.
Ask him to come fast.
Please come fast. Vande Bharat से आइए.
Yes, we have two students, Manas and Chinmay.
The second winner is, yes, Chinmay Inhe.
Ajay K. Verma, sir, to present a memento to our sponsor, Mr. Pradeep Karambelkar, VASPL. So I request Ajay, sir, our former Secretary PMA, to present a memento to Pradeep, sir. We are now
फ्रेंड्स
heading for the
एक बात
lunch.
बताइए, हम लोग भाई लग रहे हैं ना? सेम हाइट, सेम कलर ऑफ क्लोथ्स.
Thank you so much.
Request all to please be back in time. We need to start at 2:10, and especially the panelists for the next session, please be back here 5 minutes before.